Right now, on a special edition of Sports Talk with Ed, Game 3 of the first round between the Lakers and Nuggets. Can LA get back in it with a much needed victory, or is this series over and a sweep in the possibility? Right now, on Sports Talk with Ed. All right, less than a minute to go in Game 3. Looks like the Lakers are about to go down in defeat. A promising series with potential revenge from last year's conference finals. Most likely will end in reject as we approach the final minute here of this Game 3 matchup. And hello, everybody. Welcome to a special live edition of Sports Talk. We were in studio earlier today. Now we are remotely. My name is Ed. My co-host Jesus will be joining us shortly. It is 107.98, 33 seconds left. And I believe my partner is in.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, partner? Good to be back here. Well, 33 seconds left, and it looks like this is about to end in defeat. Disappointing way to possibly end the season because now it's going to be a 3-0 deficit.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was I didn't expect that. It feels like the Lakers still had that buzzer beater behind their head, or like that was pretty much the finisher. It was an awful performance from. I'm not sure if you've seen the stat line.
We will get
Or
momentarily. We're just waiting for the final seconds of this game.
yeah,
People are still watching on TNT or Spectrum Cable. Again, we do want to welcome you. This is a special post-game edition of Sports Talk. And again, here's our going to lose here tonight as Austin Reeves just make the quick two. So it's going to be a close game, but it's just not enough. And a foul's called. I mean, what's your take? I mean, what did you think of the second half? Again, it looks like the second half doomed him again.
yeah, he did it once again. Game 3,
It's like a
they start. It's like a ongoing thing with them. They start off the game like right, but they just can't finish. I personally feel like they wasted all their energy at Denver. These what was it? 1 day and a half wasn't enough rest for the superstars. I feel like LeBron wasn't at his full potential this game from his other games from game 2 and game 1. What's your opinion on that?
they had 2 days of rest. Excuse me.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
had
Yeah,
2 days of
he
rest.
pretty much
I mean, and then I think I'm going to agree with what you said, partner. I mean, I think that less sick and the heartbreaker on Monday
right.
still hurt them.
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
look, they came out strong. I mean, yeah, they were dominating, but I mean, you see Anthony Davis makes it too, but too little, too late.
Um, from the Denver perspective, that guy Michael Porter Jr. I believe if he shoots like that every game in the playoffs, nobody could stop Nuggets. He's like he's too tall. Nobody could stop his shooting. I believe he's like 6'10", 6'11", shooting at that length, and he shoots like he jumps high and shoots. So that's super hard to guard. He went off today. Jokic like always went off today. Well, pretty much Denver Nuggets, man. Jamal Murray and Jokic been together 8 years. The coach Mike Malone has confidence in them. Yeah, like that's chemistry right there. 8 years together, and I feel like the Denver Nuggets are better than they were last year, and last year they won the championship. So
I just think they're going to be a dangerous team going down the line.
yeah, for sure they are. Me as a Clipper fan. Hopefully we don't get to play them, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we're just waiting on the last 2 seconds for this to be in the books. Again, the Lakers are going to go down in defeat, down 3-0. And game four will be on Saturday, which now everyone is starting to predict it'll possibly be a sweep because you're in the point now where you can't lose anymore. You have to win all out.
Yeah, and that never has been done
If
in
you if you
NBA
if you
history.
watched the show earlier this afternoon when we were at the studio,
Right.
I mentioned there was two ways this could go. You win tonight, you win Saturday, it'd be the best of three. Now, now it's now to the or the other way would be it'd be the best of one and then best of one, best of one. Now you're in a spot where you have to win all four in a row. And we mentioned earlier in the program, earlier this afternoon, no team has come back down 0-3 and win the series. You just don't see that often. And and it looks like it's a final. The Lakers go down in defeat. 110, 112, 115. That's now 11 straight wins against the Los Angeles Lakers. And let's see. We get stats here.
Um. Yeah.
Let's let's go ahead and take a 10-second intermission, and we will kick it from the top in 10 seconds. And we want to welcome those of you who had just tuned in. It's a final now. The Lakers lose 112 to 105. They are now down 3-0 in this best of seven series. And this was a pitiful win or a much needed win for Los Angeles. But once again, they dropped seven straight. That's now seven losses in a row dating back to last season's Western Conference Finals. And we want to welcome those of you who are watching from TNT and Spectrum Sportsnet. We will get back out there live if we're able to. My name is Ed, and I have my co-host Jesus. We were in studio this afternoon. Now we are working remotely. And again, we want to welcome those of you who have just joined us on the program. We had some viewers earlier, but now it's official. The post-game show has started. And again, 112, 105. Game 4 will be Saturday, but at this point, what can be done?
Oh, it's a tough situation for the Lakers. It's like a gut and a punch twice, not just once, twice. That buzzer beater still lurking behind their heads after they go into game three. And they came in hot, like again, game one, game two, 33 points in the first quarter. But slowly it started fading away by each quarter as the quarter started going. And tough break for sure. I can't see a four game in a row by the Lakers. What is your opinion, partner?
That. um,
Oh,
it's
for
gonna be
sure.
hard. I mean, like we said, I just we talked about this all week. We talked about it this afternoon on the show. We just said a few minutes ago, no team has come back down 0-3 and won four straight. I mean, there's always a first time for everything, but I just don't know at this point because this
I
team
just
is
can't see it.
too damn talented.
Right.
Defending champions. I
A
mean, we have a
defending
talented roster
champion.
as well, but the difference is they're a couple years younger.
No, yeah, but like I mentioned, these are the defending champs, but this team this year, defending champs are looking better than that. So that's kind of scary.
It sends a message to the Western Conference saying, we're going to beat the Lake Show, we're going to sweep them, and now we're going to come for anyone that wants us. You want your title? You got to come through us. And I think that message is sent to the Oklahoma City Thunder because they're the number one seed. So I mean, you're looking at a potential Western Conference Finals matchup with those two, depending how Oklahoma City does in their series with the Pelicans. Um, I believe their game is tomorrow, so it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. But I mean, let's talk about the Denver Nuggets and the Thunder. Is this a potential Western Conference Finals matchup?
Yeah, I could see that for sure. That's gonna be a great series to watch. The Thunder, I believe, could take out the Pelicans and game in a 6 game series.
Well,
Um,
I mean, the other series I'm looking into is the Phoenix Suns and Minnesota Timberwolves because that
right.
one's the most talked about one as well.
Oh, that one's yeah, because of Anthony Edwards versus Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and you know the Suns were once favored to win it when this squad was formed, but now they're like on the backside of it.
That's the opposite now. They haven't been looking as good this year as they could say 3 superstars in the team because I think they're down 2 games to the Timberwolves.
And here's a sad stat for the Lakers. The second half has been a problem with them.
Right,
Minus 42 when it comes to scoring in the second half in this series alone. And then you look at the Denver Big Three or other Big Threes. Michael Porter Jr. tonight had 20 points. Aaron Gordon 29. Both guys had double doubles. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a talented player or not. If you're a supporting cast on this team, you're being recognized and you're taking on the 17-time champions, which is the Lakers. And I mean, what was once thought as a revenge series, it's going to be now another sweep. Now this is now 7 straight losses in the playoffs for the Los Angeles Lakers, and that's going back to last year's Western Conference Finals with the playing tournament not counting because they had to win to get in. That was just
right.
an extra game.
Then I'm not sure if you seen heard there's a fire Darvin chant broke out at the end of the game.
Oh, what?
A fire Darvin Ham.
Yeah, the fans are just pretty much had it with Coach Darvin. I mean, he hasn't really done anything since he took over in 2021. So now, are we going to see him for the last time on Saturday?
100% because the Lakers lineup was just too small to use when Jokic was on the floor, and really in this series against a team that's bigger and dominating in the offensive glass like they did in the first 3 games. Yeah, that shit not. That's, that's a bad sign. And we, yeah, we all win is Russell 0 points. What happened to Russell game
Let's talk.
2?
Let's talk about that really quick, partner. That you just brought that up.
Right,
I mean, look at it tonight's stats. I mean, like you mentioned, after having a big game in game two, he came out flat again. Didn't even score tonight. He struggled. He struggled. 0 for 7 from the field. 0 for 6 from the 3-point line after he hit his first 6 shots in the last game.
yeah, I don't know what
You
happened
look
to
at
him this game, but
Austin Reeves had an okay game. He had 22 points, 8 for 17 from the field, 2 for 5 from the three. So I mean that was a decent effort. And then Rui Hachimura, he struggled tonight. Only just 5 points and 1 3. I mean, just you gotta have your support cast do better than this, partner. Seriously, don't you
100
agree?
100%, man. The bench pretty much was only 3 people who scored. Devondale, Vincent, and Prince. That's insane. That's a team like that definitely should not get a victory.
I try to keep the language clean on this program for purposes, but I just gotta say, and I'm sorry, but when you have a squad that doesn't produce that much, I'm sorry to say it, but you deserve to get your ass kicked. I'm sorry, that's just how it is.
Yeah, 100%. That's
If
how sports goes. Just how it went. It's
And that
tough
is
break.
now 11 straight losses against the Denver Nuggets. The last loss to the Lakers, December 16th, 2022.
Wow. And I can't. I don't even know how they're gonna come out. Saturday in Game 4 with no type of motivation. With motivation at this point, who even knows?
I mean, you could look at it as a paycheck game. I mean, one more game, and then guess what? It's like when you request time off for like a week, you
Right.
come to on the Friday mornings. All right, it's my last day for my week off. You work, and then when it's time to punch out, like yeah, baby, vacation time. I'll be back later. In this case, vacation time. We'll
Cancun.
see. The question is, who's gonna come back in 6 months? That's another thing we're gonna talk about later on if the series is over. I mean, who's gonna come back? Everybody's chanting for, like you said, you mentioned earlier, they're chanting fire Coach Ham. I mean, I like to see if he gets asked on that because I mean, remember when he was asked the other night about certain things?
Yeah. Right now, 2 minutes ago, they're interviewing Ham right now. He should be on the podium, or question should be out in the next 5-10 minutes. But he just released a comment, which is would you want me to say it?
Well, let's look at some more stats here.
Yeah.
We wait, but we are going to try to get you out to Coach Ham. Again, this is a special thanks to Spectrum Sportsnet. They're broadcasting this on their channel, so special thanks to them. But I mean, when I look at this, I mean, it's like what happened in Game 3? I mean, you look at stats like this. I mean, look at Denver. Gordon, 29 points. Uh, Jokic, 24 points. Murray, 22 points. Porter Jr., 20 points. And you look at LeBron, 26 points. And again, he didn't score much in the second half. I mean, he did put up some decent points, but that was with just like less than a minute to go. And then Anthony Davis, again, another 30-point performance, 15 rebounds. We talked Austin Reeves, he had 22 points, 8 from 17. He also had 4 steals, so he really did play good defense tonight. But the shocking here was D'Angelo Russell, no points, 0 for 7 from the field, 0 for 6 from the 3-point line. Jesus, what did you think of that?
Terrible, disappointing game for Russell. I believe his last game as a Laker in a Laker uniform.
And he's scheduled to be a free agent this summer. I mean, will he come back?
Yeah, I'm surprised they kept him on the trade. In the middle of the season, the trade rumors, they kept him in LA. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even bear the fact. I mean, I'll be shocked if they bring him back. I mean, he had, like I said, when I defended him in game 2 because he had a rebound game after struggling so much in game 1, he came back and did well in game 2. I mean, hey, can he do it in game 4? I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and say no, he's not. But I mean, now he's, instead of playing for a title, now it's like he's playing for his job.
Right, and partner, if I'm not mistaken, Anthony Davis once again in the fourth quarter only scored about 3 to 5 points.
He scored a couple points, but that was like near the end of the game. It was already decided. So
Yeah,
just
which wasn't even, you could say, another fourth quarter of. It's because when they throw the ball to, I was watching when they threw the ball at AD, the whole 5 defenders crowded him. So it was up to other players to knock in shots, which didn't happen once again, and unfortunately, it it came back and bit them in the butt.
yeah,
Cause
it bit them in the butt. Yeah, big time. And I mean, I think the key factor was the third quarter. They went into the half up 4, and you know what, partner? I think I'm being told right now that Coach Ham is at the podium right now. Am I getting that right, guys? Yeah, he is.
yeah, perfect,
So
coach.
we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take you over to Coach Ham, and let's see what his response is about tonight's loss.
Got away from you flipping this game, and what do you think the main reason was? Just in the second quarter, we had some, we had some good looks that just did go down. They got loose. They saw some go in, and it carried over to the third quarter. So good blank shots for the guys that are off, missing shots they normally make. And that's the way the game goes, to make them miss league. And when you can't get a bucket and they're scoring, they're on a run. It's tough. Like we have to keep the scoreboard moving.
Coach, what is your level of
anger and or disappointment because you couldn't accomplish those things that you was trying to do? I mean, you just got to put guys in a position where they're in the sweet spots, they get looks. Again, just hope they're in a good rhythm. Things go down. For a little while there, we had only made 1 3. Then a long time we only had made 2. We guarded their 3-point line well. The offensive rebounds definitely played a part for them, and those guys getting themselves together, getting back on balance. Getting up second and third opportunities for them to get buckets, get good looks at the rim. But you have to attack each possession. You have to be competitive, have competitive pride, and attack each possession. And if you miss shots, you got to move on to the next play. One thing about this team that we've been really doing very good at over the last couple of months is having a next play mentality. Moving on to the next play, giving multiple efforts, but it's tough. It's tough. You got to figure out a way to get one on Saturday to stay alive. A game away from a second.
And special thanks to TNT Sports for that opportunity. And I guess Ernie Johnson was going to say the same thing I was going to say. How do you prepare now, knowing that you're 1 game away from a possible sweep?
At this point, I don't even know because I think that was it. That was it for the Lakers. I don't see no. I feel bad for LeBron. He doesn't deserve this, to be honest. But you got to move on. You got to move
How do
on.
you? I mean, if you're in that locker room right now, like, what's your mind like? Are you thinking about how you're gonna attack this next game to at least play another game, stay alive, or
No, I think all the motivation is out of that locker. I personally feel like they're not even talking to Darvin Ham. I don't think they're even. He's giving speeches, but I feel like there's bad chemistry in that locker between LeBron and Darvin
well,
Ham.
you mentioned fans were starting to yell, execute him, like fire him, and you want to take over if
Uh-huh.
that comes to that. And I think I think that was Jim Hill from CBS that was asking this hard question. I mean, like
Yeah, that was Jim Hill. Yeah,
he said
that was
the
Jim
same
Hill.
thing over and over again. Attack every possession. They were doing that at first, the first 24 minutes, but it's always the next 24 that struggles. I mean, it's just you just don't know what's gonna happen. So I mean, it's just
Yeah, I think that's the last run of Darvin Ham. And I remember when Darvin Ham joined the Lakers as the coach, there was a lot of mixed emotions about that
well, I mean, if you
because he came from the Milwaukee Bucks. I believe he was an assistant for the
and I
Milwaukee
believe he
Bucks.
was on that championship team when they won it in 2021.
Yes, he was.
And also to clarify, we had said earlier, Anthony Davis did score in the fourth quarter, but he only made 3 points. So I mean, again, the big man on the center being held scoreless for the second time in this fourth quarter, and you wonder if the Nuggets have their ace in the hole, which is guarding AD. I mean, if you take him away and you limit LeBron James, then you pretty much have it made. You've decimated the Lakers because um, you're basically taking out their talent. It's like Matthew Stafford getting hurt. Who are you gonna bring in? Jimmy Garoppolo? Is the offense same? Maybe not. But again, it's a very tough situation right now for the Purple and Gold as they go down tonight. 112, 105. They were leading by 12, and once again they let it go.
Yeah, it's a tough break, man. Once again, you could tell the chemistry on the court, even with the Nuggets. They're passing to their rebounding to their communication on the floor. Their confidence as well.
I think the confidence
Because
I think the confidence went away when they gave up that lead in game 2. I think the confidence went away when, um, when they gave up that
Yeah.
20-point lead. And I think their confidence went away when the last shot came in. And I think the confidence pretty much was buried tonight, the final nail in the coffin, when they gave up that 12-point lead. You know?
Yeah, and they always it's it's gonna be looking like a whole different Lakers next year from the looks of it.
Yeah, that's very true.
And the fans were very disappointing. It was a full packed arena. I heard it was the loudest it's been the whole season, so it was a tough break for the fans.
Yeah, you wonder if fan attendance is going to be huge this Saturday, because I'll tell you right now, as the more as this show continues, there's just a lot of uncertainties at this point. A is this going to be the final game with this squad? B, is this going to be LeBron James' final game in the NBA? C, what is the status of Coach Ham after evaluation started? And then D, who's going to be back? Like, who's leaving and who's coming back? And, are we going to go back to the rebuilding era?
Yeah, it's gonna be I think they'll build around AD if LeBron leaves, but
And,
if LeBron stays and Lakers try to go
I
for
mean, look,
his son, I think he stays.
LeBron James is what, 39, 38.
39, hitting his 30. Yeah,
Next season he'll be
39.
40. I mean, he's missed a lot of
Damn.
he's missed a lot of games in the last 3 years. I mean, how much does his body have left? I mean, that's what you want to think about.
Yeah, and he mentioned in the past, like,
When he passed Jordan, I believe when he passed Michael Jordan, was it Michael when he got 40,000 points? He even said it. He's not going to play forever, and he's contemplating retirement. So, I mean, there's two things right there. That's pretty much the red flag. Is this it?
for sure, I see it. Um,
I mean, it's just a sad thing.
yeah, I wonder what LeBron is thinking at the moment. I think it's speechless. Like, there's no more. He's done the best he's done season.
Look, when he came here, I believe it was 2017, 2018 that he showed up here with the Lakers.
Yeah.
Here, or was his first 2 years, they missed the playoffs. But then in the COVID season, um, they bring Anthony Davis in the trade. They got Dwight Howard. They brought in all this all star. They brought in this all star squad. The pandemic hit, and they won a championship in the bubble. But then it just went downhill after that. The next year they lost in the first round to Phoenix. I think they were swept. 2022, they missed the playoffs after having that All Star lineup. Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, and Russell Westbrook. It just didn't work. You had talent, but they were already past their prime, so they missed out on the playoffs. And then last season, they do some trades. They get rid of Russell. They bring in Da, and they make a playoff run to the finals, to the conference finals. This season, they came out limping. A lot of starters missed games, so this squad didn't play together the whole season. And then finally, near the end of the season, is when they made that run. So
You mentioned earlier Dwight Howard with the Lakers. That's actually the last time Lakers beat the Nuggets in the
Yeah, and that was with
season.
Dwight Howard. And then there's
Yeah,
been rumors of he was going to come back for this series. Like the Lakers were going to sign him.
yeah. I think he could have been a he's like a great defender. Well, he stopped Jokic at
Well,
times during
he
that.
he was the backup to AD. So anytime AD missed, I
Yeah,
mean he would fill in.
and he contributed within those short minutes.
But it's a disappointing night again. They were 12. They led by 4 at the half, and then they lose by 7. So they go down 8 in the third quarter. So we're gonna.
And I believe the Stars played the whole fourth minute. I mean, the whole fourth quarter again, once again, which is three in a row
Yeah, and
games.
then
Both starters for the Lakers played 40 plus minutes.
yeah, we're gonna go ahead and bring you some final stats of tonight's matchup. Again, it was 112 to 105. Similar numbers, partner. 48% for the Lakers. They both shot the same amount from the field, and then the field goal difference was just by 1%. Both teams had an off night in the 3-point field goal. Um, Lakers missed a lot of free throws. They missed 5. That was 5 points off the board. Denver just missed 3, so their percentage was up. And then here it is, Jesus. Rebounds 51 to 38 Nuggets. Offensive rebounds 14 to
Yeah.
8 Denver. Defensive rebounds 37 to 30. So they were just outbounded in every category tonight. And then the steals, it was pretty much half and half right there. Lakers got more. Um, 23 assists to 27. Denver's 27. And then, I mean, turnovers, they did well. 13 by the Nuggets, 7 by the Lakers. But the big one here was the points off turnovers, 20 to 7 Denver. Lakers did a good job in fast break points, 25-14. They did well in paint, 70 to 60. And you see here the largest lead of the night was 12 by the Lakers, and then Nuggets just went up by 15 in that second half. And I believe the Nuggets outscored the Lakers 63 to 52 again in the second half.
Mike, from all those stats, the key ones I believe are the made free throws, 19 out of 22, and the total rebounds. They out rebounded them about more than 20, 18.
I mean, I just
And when it comes to offensive rebounds, 14 to 8, those 6 offensive rebounds they had more could have led to points, which matters in the 112 to 105 defeat.
yeah, it's just I mean, like you're right. I agree with you too. There were some things they did well, but then there were some things that they should have done well in. And I think excuse me. I think those key stats that they lost on were the difference. I mean, rebounds is what helps you get second chance points, and Denver did a good job in that.
Right.
So I mean, the foul trouble wasn't that much of an issue. But I
Yeah, it
mean,
was a
both
nice
teams honestly
issue.
had an off night and came to shooting. But I mean, when Denver got hot at the right time or when they needed to, that's where they're dangerous.
Yeah, Michael Porter Jr. was making tough shots. Aaron Gordon inside the paint was going off. Yeah, just having 4 guys scoring 20 points every night gives you higher chances
I
of
hate to
winning.
cut you off, but right now I'm being told that on the headset that Austin Reeves is at the podium, so we're gonna cut in and see what he said tonight.
We were
Yep.
outscoring people more than we were beating people with our defense. And like you said, other than tonight, which, I mean, giving up 112 to that team's not bad. It's actually a pretty good defensive, game. But like you said, our offense has struggled, and it's super frustrating. Losing sucks, and that's all anybody should care about in our locker room is us
just losing right now. It shouldn't have to. It shouldn't be anything else other than that, and that's it.
Austin, there was some talk in the days between 2 and 3, just about adjustments and game planning and all that kind of next level stuff that comes with the playoff series. How did you feel going into tonight, just in terms of preparedness and kind of the direction that you guys were given to approach tonight?
Confident. Obviously, losing the first two in Denver isn't what you want to do, but in both of those games, we felt like we obviously defended well enough to win those games. Offense, like I said, was struggling, but we was just thinking if we could put it together on both ends of the court, then we could string together some wins here. Obviously, the offense wasn't good tonight, and it's super frustrating. But I thought we were well locked into what we were trying to do, and we just didn't execute on the offensive end.
Yeah, piggyback off his question. Denver's making the adjustments and you guys aren't. Is that the case? Is Denver making the adjustments and you guys aren't, the in-game adjustments?
I think Denver's just beating us, to be honest. You can talk about adjustments, you can talk about this and that, but at the end of the day, we got to go put our best foot forward, win basketball games. You can talk about all the, everything else outside the talks of everything, but at the end of the day, you got to man up and go win.
I don't think that was the proper response in any level. I mean, what did you think of that response?
Well, the offense, like you said, the offense didn't come out great, but the rest, I think he was just his body language, his voice didn't fit the mood, So it's it's a tough locker room.
I
You
mean,
could
just
just
given
tell
his response, I
the
mean,
vibe
it
in
showed
there.
that this team's defeated. I mean, they have no fight left.
Yeah, because there's their, their body language right now is pretty much screaming like if they could have vote just to call the series today, they would, Because no, game four is gonna. I'm telling you, game four, they're gonna come out. I believe not even the starters are gonna have a chance to play the fourth quarter
I
if they play
remember
like
back
this,
in
keep playing
'03
like
when the
this. Game
Lakers were
four.
the three-time defending champions. They took on the Spurs. The Spurs swept them that season, but in the playoffs, they met in the second round. San Antonio went up 2-0. The Lakers came back and tied it up, but at the end, the Spurs was just too much for them as they destroyed the Lakers in Game 6, I believe, in the fourth quarter. The Spurs went like on a 20-8 run to put that game away, and I believe they won 110-82. So, as a Laker fan, a longtime Laker fan, I've seen those defeats before, and those defeats suck. But I mean, but at the time, look, the reason
This
I
one just
wasn't really
hurt.
sad about that was because at the time they were the three-time defending champions. They played a lot of games together. It's hard to win 3 years in a row, partner. Back then, they did it, and I mean, eventually, it's gonna take its toll on you because you're playing. Even though you won 3 years in a row, you're playing extra games every year. And okay, so the first
Yeah,
two
I wish they
years,
could go on your
partner,
body and
the first 2 years was an easy run. They basically swept or they won in five. In the third year run, when they did the three-peat, the first two rounds were easy. The first round, back then, the first round was a 5-game series. So they swept the first round. The second round, they won in 6. But the conference finals at the time, the Kings were an upstart team. They gave the Lakers a run. That game went to 7. That went to a full 7-game series in overtime. And then they went to the finals that year and they swept the Nets. So that was an easy one. But I think the third-year title run really, really wore down the Lakers because of the Kings. They gave them a hard run for their money. And that was, and I think I remember Laker players were we're saying that third year was the toughest one because of the
Was
yeah.
that when they
No,
had Derek Fisher
that
and
was
Derek Fisher hit the
later, but
zero
I'm
point
saying like
0.4
that
shot
third
at the
year where they
Spurs?
went on a title run. I believe they were saying their stories and they had mentioned that the third
Okay.
year was the toughest because the competition was so up. You know, the first 2 years they were just dominating, but that third year it was a challenge. I mean, you look
Well, yeah, yeah. Imagine winning
because
three.
you're
Like you
playing a lot
said,
of games,
it's hard. Yeah,
and I mean, look, if you look at the
more
format
than
back
usual.
then, the first round was 5 games. So if you won 3-0, you go to the next round, and then after that it was a 7 game series. So you had like 3 games, you had 6 games. That's like 9 games there, and then it goes seven. That's like 15, 16, and then the finals. That's like 20 extra games, and you're playing 82 games. That's like over 100 games for the past 3 years. Eventually, eventually it takes its toll on you,
Yeah, that's a lot.
and you look at
Yeah,
this
and
Lakers squad with
a
the
little
age
bit too much for our
differences. I mean,
bodies.
you look at LeBron James, up in age. Anthony Davis is kind of getting up there soon. Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell. I mean, D'Angelo Russell is like already a 10-year veteran, and he's never, you know, I believe he's played at his best level, but tonight it's like he just, for the second time, he laid an egg.
Yeah, I believe we passed
Hmm.
D'Angelo Russell's prime, but he could have showed up in the playoffs, but he only did only one game. I'm not surprised if he
And he
comes
did it
out
in game
fire in
two.
game
That's an
four,
even
but I'm
game.
not
Game
sure if
four will be an
it's
even game. So I mean, it's a possibility that he might. But then again, well, like I said,
or it might
I
be a
think
little
the
too
best
late.
thing at this point is to at least get a win, and then if you're gonna lose, I'd rather lose over there than lose over here. I mean, you don't want. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Sus. You don't want to end it like this for the second year in a row, getting swept in your home court because that happened last year. So I mean, if
You're
there's any
right.
dignity left, it's like, you know what? Let's play. Let's see what we can do, and then let's see if we can go on that magical run, which I think it could be done. But with but
No, no, no. But I don't think they want to fly back to Denver, rest another day and a half, play in high altitude, which
look, to be honest,
they're
like I said,
they're. I
I'd
think
rather
they're
go over
tired
there,
already.
and if it ends, it ends. But I'd rather end it over there to save the embarrassment of our home team seeing us get swept for the second year in a row and having to relive what happened last year. I mean, that's just me. I mean, you can. I mean, if you want to lose at home, then okay, I respect that. But for me, I'd rather win this game, go over there, and let it be it, and then that's it. Come back and hey, see you guys in 6 months. Maybe we'll have some new teams. Who knows?
No, I personally think it ends Saturday. I had a horrible prediction of our of Lakers in six. But I think it ends Saturday for sure. And this Lakers team has this history of winning each and every year, and those right. If I'm not wrong,
Yeah, the
17
17
championships, right?
champions.
Yeah. So they're used to winning. So all this is practically, well, you can't say new because they had their little bad years with Sasha Vucic and the other
Carlos
center
Boozer. Yeah, I remember that
Bozer
year.
and some other guys. But
Yeah, that was near the end of the
and
Kobe era. I mean,
yeah, like
that was when Kobe started just playing halftime because he started becoming a part-time player because of the
right, because
Achilles
they're
and his age. When you tear your Achilles at the age he
no,
had,
yeah,
it's hard to play a full schedule.
to bounce back from that. Yeah, and he was still
Yeah, he was. I mean, I'll
performing
always
great.
remember the I'll always remember the Achilles injury and the free throw he made with the ruptured Achilles. You just don't see that.
Yeah, when he stepped into the free throw and he knocked both
Of
of them,
one.
right?
Yeah, he made both
He
of them and
knocked
he
he
checked
knocked
out. I mean, like,
both free
who does
throws in.
that?
Yeah, that's the
We saw
Mamba
that. That was a
mentality for
Mamba
sure.
mentality. That was from Donovan McNabb. He was the Eagles quarterback. There was a game that he played with a broken ankle. The thing is, he got
Right.
hurt in a game. They figured it was a sprain, so they taped him up, and he got back in and he won the game. But after the game, did the X-rays and MRIs, and it showed that he had a broken leg. Like, he literally played the second half with a broken leg. Like, you don't see that often.
Wow. That's when
Well, I
you
mean, at the
know
time,
that
I
tape
mean,
job
and it
was
was
great.
at the
Shout out
time they
to
were
the
going
tape
into
doctors.
Philly, and they were playing on the turf. I mean, that's got to be painful.
Yeah, for sure. Each step, each movement, especially as a quarterback, can't imagine. They probably shot him up
Here's
real quick.
another
Pain reliever.
stat for the Lakers. The Denver Nuggets is the first since the 1994 Indiana Pacers to win their first three games of the series after trailing at halftime. So we know that the Lakers led at halftime in those three games, and in those three games, Denver won. And like I said, the last time a team did that was the 1994 Indiana Pacers, and that was against the Orlando Magic. So I mean, that's a sad stat right there.
That's a quite, yeah, that's a
It's
quite,
been 20 years
it's
actually
been
since that
years.
happened.
What's about to happen? Yeah, man, I think it's over for the purple
You ever heard of the
and yellow.
Pittsburgh Steelers when they sing "Black and Yellow, Black and Yellow"? I mean, what are you seeing here? Purple and red. Purple color, but your eyes are like you're bleeding. I mean, it's just
Gold and blue, gold and blue.
every time
The Nuggets,
I think of
they're too
Denver
great. They're
Nuggets,
too
I'm
good,
thinking
man.
chicken nuggets.
They're
Well, right now we're gonna go ahead and show you or talk
Chick-fil-A.
about the brackets right now. So we're gonna look at the Western Conference lineup here. So right now the Thunder are leading the Pelicans 2-0. In the the winner of that series will play the winner of the Lakers and Clippers series. So Clippers and Mavericks, they're tied at one.
First of all, who do you think wins that first
I mean, I
series?
think the Thunder are
The
gonna
ones you
sweep the
just
Pelicans. I
announced.
mean, unless the Pelicans win one, it'll be either a sweep or in five. And then the next one, the Clippers and Mavericks. That's 4 and 5. That's tied at one, and I believe they're going to go at it tomorrow. Uh, to be honest,
Who you got
I would like.
to
I
win the
don't think the
series?
Clippers can win because I mean they came out flat with Kwame's return. Um, I don't know if it's going to be the same factor, but another issue I have is they're going to play in Dallas, and Dallas is pretty strong at home. So, I
Yeah,
mean, the Clippers are going to have to uh, whatever happened last night that made them come out flat. They're gonna have to fix it, and they're gonna have to go out there and do something about it because you have to win at least one. Because if you lose both games, you're in trouble. And and then so
yeah,
this is
for
basically the
sure.
best two
As
right
long as
here.
they
You
take
gotta win at least
one,
one or try to get two. Because you gotta take home. Because at this point, when
yeah,
it's 1-1, you gotta
100%
take
to
home
get
court
the
advantage. I
momentum
mean,
back.
that's just how it is. You gotta take the advantage back. Otherwise, you give a chance they can kill you.
Yeah, it's key home advantage as you've seen in game one, game two, Nuggets at Denver. Officials go your way. A lot of key calls go your way as well. So
So then the other
house
series, the
house advantage
Timberwolves and
is always
Suns,
important.
I believe they're going to go at it tomorrow in Phoenix. And I'm surprised at this one. It's 2-0 right now. And, you would think it would be 1-1. But right now, Minnesota is
No,
starting to run away with it. I mean, so, I mean, does Phoenix have a chance? I mean, they're going to go home to their own court. I mean, the, you know, possible that we might go back to Minnesota at two games each? I mean, this is a
Maybe
talented
I
right.
could,
This is a talented
yeah,
roster.
they're a talented roster. Well, Minnesota has been one of the best defending teams in the NBA, shockingly. And like 50% of the season, Minnesota was number one in the Western Conference. So they're kind of underrated. They're pretty solid defensively. So I can see this series going game 6, game 7. But like you said, if the Suns take those 2 games back to Minnesota with a 2-2 tight series.
Yeah, if you go back 2-2, it's the best of three. And I mean, look, the Phoenix has a strong roster, but yet they finished sixth. It just shows how powerful the Western Conference is. They have a lot of
Super
powerful
powerful.
talent. And again, the series we're covering, the Lakers and Nuggets, that one's 3-0. So I mean, you got three matchups that are each 2-0 or 3-0, and then you have the one in the middle, which is the Clippers, which is a 1-1. I mean, think about it. How poetic justice is that? That's the only interesting series.
Yeah, which many people say is going game 7.
I mean, the one I could see ending quickly will probably be the Thunder and Pelicans. I think the Thunder is just too strong.
Yeah, they're too strong. They're young. They're young and athletic, talented. Number one for a reason.
Once again, the Lakers lose tonight, 115-107. Lakers led by 12 earlier in the game. Um,
Or can
but
I get your quick prediction for the NBA Finals just from the West East?
half of my prediction is pretty much going to be gone soon because I picked the Lakers to go to the finals. To be honest,
But
I
that's
always
kind of
do
more
every.
like a bias.
Nah, I mean every year I do it because I mean um, I like to see them win it one more time. I mean I know we won it before, but I mean
But it wasn't the
the
same.
bubble that was a bubble season. I mean we didn't get
Yeah,
any.
like if it doesn't count.
Well, I mean we didn't have a parade. I mean
Nah, but the
I mean, you know what? It's funny because when the Rams won the Super Bowl, the Lakers actually tweeted out that they wanted to share the parade route with them, and the Rams were like, "Hell no, this is our title."
yeah, I seen that one.
I think the Dodgers did too. They reached out to the Rams too. They say, "Hey, we want to join too, because man," he goes, "We want to have a three-way parade. Basketball, baseball, and football." I mean, hey,
Well, yeah, that year when they all won it, huh?
yeah, the Dodgers won the World Series in the COVID season. The Lakers won the NBA championship in the COVID season, and then the Rams were the only ones to win a Super Bowl when everything reopened
When everything reopened.
within a
Did
year.
you have a chance to make it to any parades when the Rams won, or like any
I was
fan
watching from I
festivals?
well, I was watching from home,
Right.
and then I didn't want to go to Laker parades because it got ghetto because people were flipping cars and setting things on.
No, yeah, it got reckless.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, yeah, I think the night the Rams won against the Niners that happened, I was like, wait, we haven't won it yet. We just beat the Niners. So I mean,
It's
that's
always
just
great beating the Niners.
yeah. Hey partner, I hate to cut you off, but I'm being told right now that LeBron James and Anthony
Ooh,
Davis
perfect.
is
Let's
addressing the
go.
media. Let's take a listen.
Was the kind of the difference in the 3 games you pointed out in the third quarter, a pretty big scoring gap in that period. Just remember what you noticed at halftime of the 3 games and what's happened in the second half and what that can inform you about heading into game 4.
I feel like we spent much energy in the first half building leads, or the defensive intensity that we had. We come out in the third quarter with not much energy, or we kind of lose track of attention to detail that we had in the first half. I think a lot of that played into it. I mean, you give credit where credit's due with Denver as well, man. Those guys make tough shot after tough shot after tough shot, and I think I saw a lot of things that happened in the third for sure tonight.
For both of you guys, I guess, starting with AD, just you have another game on Saturday. Where do you flip your mindset and did you say if we do this, and that, maybe we get a different result than we had the last 11 times?
Yeah, I mean, our second chance points, lots of rebounds. We have 9 game 3. I mean, game 2, and they had 9 halftime. Just got to score.
the second, 22 in the third. A team like that who's going to score, we got to be able to score as well. So I think that's really it. I mean, getting back in transition, defensive rebounding, and just continue to score the basketball.
It's for either of you guys. You guys finished the regular season, the second half of the regular season, as one of the better offensive and shooting teams. That hasn't been as much the case so far this series. Outside of maybe the first quarter or so, first half, what's happened? What have you guys seen out there that hasn't, I guess, clicked offensively? It's more so in the second half, or especially in the second half.
Obviously tonight we shot 5 for 27 from the 3-point line. Got some really good looks at times. Sometimes they were, contested shots, but I thought pretty much we generated some really good shots, which is when they were able to knock them down. The regular season and the postseason is two different games, two different situations. So, what happens in the regular season, obviously you build those habits throughout the regular season, but the game totally changed in the postseason, and we have to, be able to make the adjustment. But we've had some really good looks through three games. We've made some, but tonight was not one of those nights.
Okay, guys, has there been any part of the you sense with the team psychology that this isn't just 3-0, that it's bigger because of what they've been able to do against you guys now for I think 11 straight games?
No. Our focus and our mental right now is trying to get one, try to get a game, and then go from there. Try to get the game on Saturday, game 4, and go from there. All talk, however many straight, we can't focus on that. Our focus is trying to get better from tonight, learn from our mistakes, and try to get a win on Saturday. You can't do anything about it, This in the past, our discussions have been the transition to rebounding, scoring, keeping our pace, and focusing on game 4.
Hey, Bron, through your career, you faced dynasties, you faced super teams, you faced a bunch of really tough squads. Where do the Denver Nuggets rank in terms of toughest teams you faced?
It's too hard for me to answer that question right now. I'll probably sit back at some point and kind of rank the teams in my 20-plus year career about which teams were some of the tougher teams. This team is definitely well equipped, well prepared, well coached. They do not have a weakness offensively. Every guy that they put on the floor, especially their starting lineup, they've been one of the best starting fives in our league over the last few years. They got shot makers, they have playmakers, they have guys that can rebound and assist and things of that nature. So, it's always, they always try to keep you at bay, but it's definitely one of the better teams that I've played in my career. But to rank it right now, it'd be too hard. I've played against a lot of great teams. This is a great team, and I've played against a lot.
Well, I'll say this. I mean, those two had the best responses tonight. What's your response to that?
Yeah, I love the professional responses for sure.
I mean,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I was surprised that there was no questions about possibly retirement because I guess he didn't want to answer it.
Nah, well, it's too early for that. Like AD said, they're gonna go try to take game 4 and see what happens after that,
As we mentioned before,
one by
as we
one,
mentioned,
like you did mention before.
no team has come
But
back to win a series down 0-3 because
yeah,
now it's
that would have been a great question from the media.
I mean, I'll go with what AD said. We have to win Saturday and then go from there. Like I said, if it ends the way it does, I'd rather have it end in Denver than here because you don't want to give that. You're just gonna give them more momentum because they're trying to repeat. They're basically by knocking you out the playoffs. They're basically saying, "This is what you want. Well, you're done. This is ours." So I mean, it's
And yeah, and that last question, I believe this is one of the toughest teams LeBron has ever faced ever in his career
and it's
as
true.
a team.
He's faced dynasty teams before. I mean, he went up against Dwayne Wade and Shaquille O'Neal. He's gone up against the San Antonio Spurs, I believe, 3 times. And I believe he defeated them once. So he's. I mean, look, he's faced a lot of teams. Jesus, he's faced, like I said, he's faced Shaq and Dwayne Wade. He's faced the San Antonio Spurs Big Three. He faced the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's faced the Boston Celtics Big Three. He's faced the Golden State Warriors, and so he's faced a lot of adversaries with strong talent. And even though he had some of that strong talent with him when he was in Miami, and then he finally had his own squad together, and he brought Cleveland its first championship in over 50 years. And here he brought Los Angeles a title in more than 10 years. Because you look at it, 2010 was the last time the Lakers won the title prior to LeBron winning the title in 2020. So, I mean, you look at his career and those championships. Look, I used to brag on LeBron a lot because of circumstances. He was cocky at first when he was young, and then like the whole political stuff started getting in the way, and it started me disliking him a little bit more. But I mean, I respected him so much as a player because I mean he's one of those definitions like Kobe Bryant and the others that nothing was given to you. You had to earn it. He came up out of high school. He had to grow fast. He took losing very seriously. He had to learn to lose before he had to learn to win. And yeah, he went through those rough patches. NBA Finals, Eastern Conference Finals, but he finally grew, and he learned to play. So you wonder now if what's left in the tank for him. He's pretty much done it all. I mean, those titles that he won, those were hard-earned titles. No matter what you see it.
Yeah, and I used to be a LeBron hater. I'm not gonna lie, but so
I was
slowly,
a LeBron
like
hater when he got
at the
into
end of his
politics. I mean,
career,
I just felt like he didn't have no right to say anything at the time.
at the end of his career, that is winding down, and slowly,
I mean, his
like
career, his career.
seeing a league without
Yeah, I
LeBron is
mean,
gonna be
he's
kind of weird, but it's just good seeing him go out. Like he still has that talent. It's insane. 20 years.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Go
like
for it.
he's given us 6 years. I mean, even though we've only got one championship in those 6 years, he brought playoff basketball back to LA. That was something we were missing for the last 10 years. And he brought, even in his later
Yeah,
stages of his career, he brought back playoff basketball, which is something that we were, as a Laker fan, that's what we were accustomed to. We always had made the Lakers always made the playoffs, but after Kobe retired, he became a part-time player. There was no playoffs.
yeah. Look at a winning franchise team, and just to get losses like this is tough, because you guys are not used to it. But after 6 years of LeBron playing with the Lakers, one championship, he's put his blood, sweat, tears into it, and I believe he's just
I mean,
future Hall
look,
of
people are
Famer. I
gonna
can't.
say that yeah, he brought a championship, but it wasn't enough. I mean, that's just a bunch of bunk, though. I mean, the guy beat his best years, and let alone he's gotten hurt from it too. He put his body on the line. So like, if fans say that's not enough, I mean, I'm just gonna call a bunch of bunk on that one because I mean, come on, look how many years Kobe gave us. Kobe gave us 20 years and 5 championships. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and do a LeBron Kobe debate because obviously we know who the GOAT is, and that's the guy that was wearing number 24 and number 8, the guy that brought us home 5 titles. I mean, this is not a comparison.
I believe every
Yeah, I mean,
generation
we
has
had
its
the we
goats.
had the Magic Johnson, the Larry
It's hard.
Birds, and then we had the Michael Jordan, and then we had the Shane
Yeah,
Kobe, and then we had the Kobe era, and then it became LeBron's era. And I mean,
yeah.
I think the LeBron era is now over. I think it's just more of the young players, like you said. It's their
It's
era.
about them. Yeah, the new upcoming players, the new generation, they're coming out super talented. Like have you been
Yeah, I've seen
seeing
that one.
Victor Wembanyama? That's that reminds me of like the that movie with Michael Jordan, those Space Jams,
Mm-hmm.
those big long monsters. Yeah, he's pretty much a real life, just dominates on the NBA floor at 7 feet and something
Yeah, I
inches.
mean
That's
that.
insane.
I always remember that. I know we got like a few seconds left or so. You have any final thoughts about tonight's game? Anything you want to say before we get off?
Another heartbreaking, and might be the last time we see a couple players in the purple and gold uniforms, and this might be the last time or last couple games we see Devin Ham, Devin Ham. Sorry about that. About as a coach for the Los Angeles Lakers, and give credit to where credit's due. The Nuggets, just a great team. Like LeBron mentioned, playmakers, people that assist, people that rebound, people that just a little bit of everything. But yeah, unfortunate loss 3-0, down 3-0. Hopefully Lakers turn the turn the light on
Well,
ASAP. But
I
yeah,
do have
that's
a
my
final
final
thought. So
take.
I mean, even if this is the end, I just want to say thanks for 6 years. I'm not saying that he's gonna retire, but I'm just saying, it's some future will be uncertain because when something like this happens, there's always decisions. You just have to. That's just a business. I mean, that's all I can say. It's just a business. I mean, you can be at the top for so long, but eventually, nothing. I mean, like the old saying goes, man, nothing lasts forever. I mean, when I look at sports, Tom Brady's no longer playing. I got adjusted to Marshall Falk not playing. I got adjusted to Kurt Warner not playing. But when like Peyton Manning and Drew Brees and Philip Rivers and Big Ben, they all retired. Like if football felt different, it's a young generation. And
Um,
I think Matthew Stafford
it does.
is, I think the only dude left from that old young generation from like 10, 15 years ago. So I mean, it's just gonna feel weird. And then we look at basketball. Growing up, it was Michael Jordan, Shaq, Kobe, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Chris Webber, and then LeBron James comes in, and then we hear about Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and Kevin Garnett. You see all these players that are gone. LeBron's the only one left. So I mean, it's just it just shows that the times are gonna change, and the lantern's gonna get passed to the younger generation. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see what the NBA will look like in the next few years. So we're about to wrap up our post game show here. We do want to remind you Saturday is game 4 between the Nuggets and Lakers. That game is nationally televised, so it will only be on ABC at 5:30. We'll have a pregame show at 5 on Saturday. And then after the game, we'll have a post game show. And then we'll give you the rest of the schedule right now. So if the Lakers win on Saturday, then we'll have a pregame show on Monday at 6:30 because they'll be back in Denver. And then May 2nd and May 4th, those are games 6 and 7. Those will be determined depending the outcome of Saturday's matchups and Monday's matchups. So keep staying tuned to Sports Talk. We are the exclusive home. Well, not the exclusive home, but we are home of the playoffs. We still have Clippers. We'll be talking about that. Clippers will play tomorrow, and then they play Sunday. So,
Go
so we'll
Clippers.
keep a tab on that. But yeah, stay with Sports Talk as we go through the NBA playoffs. Also, we will have a recap of the NFL draft. And again, if you missed the first 10 draft picks, we have them on our podcast. It is part 1 of our episode. It is available now on Podbean, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And partner, hopefully we get to do this again. Hopefully they'll be able to get a win on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me once again. Hope to talk to you soon. Game 4.
Yeah, and don't forget, we'll be here on
And peace.
Saturday for the pregame and the postgame, and then we'll see what happens from there. But for my partner Jesus, I am Ed. We want to thank you for joining us on this special live edition of Sports Talk. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you guys on Saturday.